Good morning. Good morning, Philip. How you doing? How's the morning going? We had a late start here. Yeah, I think anybody watching on Instagram, they're not going to be able to hear from this. What's up, Bryce? Because I am on a few platforms today. I am on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. Let's see if I can juggle all of this. It's kind of a lot. Jay Perez, what's up? What is going up? Going on? Not up. How y'all doing this morning? Can you guys hear my cats fighting? All right, let's hear. Let's hear about some wins this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are feeling good this morning. And yesterday, I felt like I didn't have enough coffee for the whole stream because I streamed for like 5 hours. So today, I decided to get 2 cups at the coffee shop. I was like, fuck that. Happy Wednesday, Jay Perez. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday is such a lovely day, isn't it? Well, I'll go ahead and start and say, welcome to the stream. We like to talk about what we're going through on this channel. We like to help other people out who are going through hard stuff. This is a place where we can support each other, love each other, help each other, all that good stuff. And yeah. So if you're going through anything or you have anything to celebrate, you're in the right place. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to celebrate it. I'm streaming on 3 platforms right now. I've never done that. But I'm excited about it. We'll see how that goes. Tyson Butterfly. Drinking some coffee on sober day 47. Today's going to be a good day. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Trailer Swift, what's up? Northwest Iowa. I'm so freaking proud of you. What's your name? We're proud of you. We're very proud of you. We are so happy that you have decided to love yourself and to Treat yourself with love and save your own life. Hi, Crusher. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, I appreciate you. It's so sweet to see you here. This is a friend of the show. We're making some friends on here. It's really fun. This is our 4th day streaming in a row. We are figuring out what this stuff is all about. Just trying our best. There we go. I couldn't see the Instagram chat. Yeah, how's everybody else doing? Seems to be a competitive place streaming. I'm sure it is. I don't really know. I'm here to make friends and to build a community. So I don't have anything to lose by being on here. Uh it's all about the people. It's all about building community, building something nice. If you're new to the channel, we like to come in here and hype each other up, you know, support each other, whatever we're going through. We like to talk about it in the chat so that everybody can either give you advice, give you encouragement, or at the very least just be here and be supportive if you're going through something if we don't know how to help. But a lot of the times we've got advice. People have advice. Yeah, we're trying to make somewhere positive. You know, the internet can be so toxic, and we're trying to make a toxic or a just a positive little corner of the internet, you know? Yeah, it's 7:19 over in Cali. Yeah. Well, good morning. Happy Wednesday. I mean, yeah, it's hump day for a reason. Okay, Marty, this is on Instagram. Your Instagram page has saved me. Thank you. Found it when I was in a dark place or in a hard place mentally. Seeing you run each day and talking about things gave me hope, inspired me to get back into the gym again. Marty, we fucking love to hear it, dude. We're so proud of you. Truly, that's an incredible thing. I didn't do it for you. You were already looking to do something good for yourself. So you were seeking out positive content. You were seeking out hope. You know, I love making stuff that's hopeful because I think that we are what we consume. And so I encourage everyone to, if you're following anybody or anything that makes you feel bad about yourself in a way that's unnecessary, it's got to go. You can't be watching that stuff. We just need to, if we're going to be online, you know, looking, this is what it is. If we're going to be online, we have to be responsible. You know, like responsibility is a big part of this because these platforms are not responsible. They are responsible to shareholders, and that's it, not your well-being. So if you're going to be on these platforms, it's important that you know how to be responsible with them. They are dangerous. They are made to suck your energy out and extract your time, your attention, and your money. I'm so proud of you, though. We are so happy to have everyone here. Go ahead and like and share the stream. Follow me if you haven't followed, because we're all trying to we're just trying to make a good place, you know? Also, there on TikTok, how does the audio sound? How's everybody over there on Instagram doing? So my Instagram camera is here, my TikTok camera is here, and my YouTube camera is over there. This is my first time doing this many streams at once. My coffee order, I get a half cappuccino with whole milk, medium, and I get a half calf cappuccino because let me tell you the thing about coffee, or caffeine rather. Caffeine's half life is like 12 to 14 hours. Most people don't know that. 12 to 14 hours. So that's the half life of coffee. So if at noon you drink 2 coffees, at midnight you might as well have drank an entire coffee because you'll have half of it in there 12 hours later. That's the half life of it. So I get a decaf, or I get a half calf. So I get a shot of decaf espresso and a shot of regular espresso, and that usually does me good. I can't have too much caffeine. If I have too much caffeine, then I'm fucked. Instagram, you guys are missing all of the really toxic trolls over in the TikTok side. You're missing out. I've been getting so much hate lately. I had to take a break yesterday. I've been getting angry DMs. I really rub some people the wrong way, it seems. It's not my intention, but it's not my problem either. We need someone to share with us how they're doing today. Something you're proud about. Or give us some advice. Tell us something that you're looking forward to. I think it's important to always keep those things in mind. There's always something to look forward to, right? Now, if the stream doesn't heat up, I'm gonna have to bring Peaches out. I'll just have to bring out my kitty cat. Peaches knows how to draw a crowd. So this is interesting. Over on YouTube, I've been live on YouTube for 15 minutes and 0 viewers. But we're doing all right over on TikTok. Nothing crazy. NGK, hi, bro. What's up? Looking forward to a trip next week. It's been a long, rough week. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got yeah, I feel you. I've been not feeling very rested in my house. I've been doing a lot of work here. I've been doing stuff here in this office, and sometimes it can feel really tiring doing everything from home. My TikTok handle is Dijoule, Dijoule, for my Instagram brethren. The quality is actually better over on TikTok. I have like a better setup. I'm gonna have it set up to where I can use my nice camera on all of these, but I couldn't figure that out today. I got stuck. And then I was just like, all right, just like pull up your phone and pull up your webcam and then use your big camera for this. So I've got 3 different cameras for 3 different platforms right now. It's me, a Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Kakang. Oh, what's up, Josh? I told you, doesn't the quality look better over here, Josh? Yo, what's up? It's crispy, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I wish that I'd figured it out on all the platforms today, but today we just only have the good camera on TikTok. I'm gonna have to get a moderator for these guys. SJ, hey bro. What's up, man? Or lady? Yeah, I've been getting a lot of hate. People have been really angry about me saying that if you fucked up your life, you can turn it around. For whatever reason, that really makes some people mad, and that's their problem. I'm not really worried about whatever they're going through. I'm definitely not making you a mod. Shiro, what's up? Hi, welcome back. Oh, Shiro. We love to have you here. That's our friend from Japan. I forget where you're from, but he told me his cousin's from Kobe. And I've been to Kobe. I love Kobe. Yeah, I think people do the people they don't like the truth sometimes. Um, especially this is the thing about getting sober too. Thanks, Jay. We're happy to have you here, Jay. Um, this is the thing about getting sober too, or if you're in a happy place, anything, people who are not happy or people who are struggling with their own sobriety or their relationship with alcohol and they see you doing it well, it makes them feel attacked. It makes them feel scared because it makes them feel lesser than, they feel judged because they're judging themselves, and that's one of the hard things about going out to drink again after or going out with people who drink after you've gotten sober. A lot of the times, they really don't know how to handle you because, um, they feel judged, even if you're not. I don't judge people who are drinking at all. How can I navigate with supporting my own friends that are going through a sober process? Yeah. Oh, man, that's such a great question. You're such a great friend, wanting to know how you can support your friends who are getting sober. I think that's I'm understanding that right. Um, yeah, it's probably situational. And hi, Matthias. Bye, Matthias. Um, yeah, it's definitely relational, but I would say that I would be patient with people who are struggling with addiction, or you can just let them know that you're proud of them. I mean, that's such a big deal. Like getting sober is really hard. It's like a big deal. And so if you can just let them know, it probably really help them with their sobriety. They'll be able to. I mean, support is a big deal. So if you can give them some support and just say like, "Hey, look, I see you. You've been doing the hard work and I know it's not easy and I'm really proud of you." Like something like that, man, that stuff means a lot. It means a lot to anyone. Like if you can say that to anyone who you're actually proud of, that's a big deal. And I would do that. We're supposed to tell the people who we love and we appreciate that all the time. We're supposed to hype each other up. Eddie, I wish you'd be original, dude. It's like all the same things. Good morning from Almirans. I don't know where that is, but good morning, Way. We've got 9 people in the stream here. I'll let you guys know if you're new here that we're here to support each other, talk about our wins and the things that we are excited about. And if we have any struggles, we like to get support from each other here. So like and share the stream. That would mean a lot. Yeah. What a good morning so far. Yesterday morning, I ran into my ex at the coffee shop. That was interesting. It was kind of expected because she's always there, but it's like this coffee shop is 1 block from my house. It's literally I walk from my house, 1 block, turn a corner, and I'm there. And she lives like 4 blocks away, but I know she comes to this coffee shop in the off chance that I slip up and I end up needing to get coffee quickly because she really wants to run into me, and I've been avoiding running into her. So, um, she caught me. I walked into the coffee shop yesterday after I got out of the gym, right before I was starting my stream here, and I walked in the door, I got in line, and then I looked over across the coffee shop and I saw her. She was looking down, typing on her computer, and I saw her and I went, "Oh shit." And I started to back up and I was like, "Fuck. I'm gonna just sneak out. Getting out of here." And she looked up. She went, and then she gave me one of these. She noticed I was backing out. She went, I'll do it again. She goes, exactly like that. And then I went, and then I walked over to her. I sauntered over to her, and she had one of these on. And then I sat down really slowly. I was just like defeated. And then she goes, "Did you just try to sneak away because you saw me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." And she goes, "Well, that's pretty rude." And I go, "Yeah, I'm sorry." And then we talked for like 20 minutes and then I was late to my stream and that's how that went. It was okay to see her though. I mean, it's just like she's taken the breakup pretty hard. I wish some of these bots were original at least. Why do they all say the same stupid thing? There's a lot of bots in here. I'm gonna have to get a moderator. I'm gonna like go ahead and like put like a listing out for a mod or something like that because this is just ridiculous. We're here. We're here to be kind and have fun. Abigail, send me a DM. Send me a DM. I gotta vet you, but I would love that. Thank you, Liam. Yeah, if you guys haven't liked and followed the stream, do that now. It means a lot. We're trying to build an amazing community here. And we've got some good people in here. We've got some dumb stuff happening in the chat, but a lot of it's good. Let's talk about something else. We can talk about addiction. We can talk about anything. Peaches. I wonder if I can find my peaches pie. Hi, Teodoramic. Oh, it's my Chinese friends. Hi. My favorite food? Sushi. Sushi. And then ramen. I'm gonna go get peaches. Let me be right back. Shiro, it's the best, right? There's nothing better than sushi and ramen. Like, you can't do better than that. My cat is 1 year old. Peaches is 1. She's so sweet. Can you hear me still? Am I close enough to the mic? Yeah. Great. Thank you, Humble Clicks. This is Peaches. This is my sweet Peaches pie. She's a special little cat. She chose me. I've been looking for cats for a year. I'd met a bunch of cats, and Peaches was the only one who immediately booped me on the nose. And I said, "This is my cat." Thanks, Liam. I might be Unk. I just don't know if I'm chopped Unk yet, but I might be Unk. I'm 36, so I think that's Unk. What is an Unk? I mean, I'm so old that I think being Unk is not knowing what Unk is. That probably makes me Unk, but I don't really know what that means. Humble Clicks, thank you so much. I love you. I'm so glad you stopped by. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. We love you. What's Zaddy? 36? You've got 7 cats and only one of them behave? That's such a bad hit rate. Yikes. That's so funny. I'm from Denver. Yeah, I'm from Denver. We're gonna soar past you, CC. I mean, that was mostly a joke. I don't want anybody to lose. It was just to tell the degenerates like me that we can turn our lives around, you know? No translator today. Liliana, this is Peach's pie. This is my sweet peaches pie. You see, I can let you hear her purring. Can you hear it? She's a good one. Welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're new here, this is a place where we like to be kind to each other and not troll in the comments. We like to hype each other up and be sweet to each other. So we like to tell each other our wins and our struggles and help each other. So if you got something that's on your mind that you want to talk about, we're here to talk about it. We can help with advice. We can help with just being here with each other, supporting each other. You can say a joke, Liam, but if it's too bad, then you got to go. Shiro, she is fluffy. I've got hair all over my house. She leaves hair everywhere. I love cats. I would have more cats if it wasn't for the hair. You know, it's just too much hair. I have like robot vacuums and stuff too. There we go. Yeah, cat hair's a pain in the ass. Thanks, Brian. Good to see you, Brian. The camera here is a Blackmagic Pocket 6K. I use it for work. Could you hear the kitty purring? Yeah. Nobody ever answers me when I ask if you can hear the kitty purring, but can you hear it? Can you hear her purring? Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, Liliana can. You have a Chinese civet? Yeah, I saw your cat, your kitty cat. So cute. There's hair flying around in here. I don't know if you can see that. All right, how's everybody doing this morning? We feeling good? Peaches, behave. Thanks. Yeah, I think the camera quality looks pretty good. Patir, thanks. Your cat likes you to touch his nose. Boop, boop. Oh, hi, CBR. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, if you're new to the show, go ahead and like and share it. We're happy to have you all here. Maybe I should do story time instead of just waiting on the comments to have something. Should we tell stories? You go to sleep when you touch your kitty's nose. I'm actually allergic to these cats. It's kind of messing my life up. They get me real itchy, and then I can't sleep. Liam, I do swear a lot. You just haven't seen me swear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that breaks your heart, but I have a problem with swearing. I don't know. It's just how I grew up. I can try to keep it down. We'll keep it tamed down. Also, I started a Patreon. And then maybe I can spend more time on this stuff if we get a Patreon going and put more time, energy, and money into creating videos and creating content, which would be really cool. I mean, yeah, I'm not really I'm not really looking to make money on any of this stuff. I'm just trying to make good content. I mean, that's what I want. Does that happen whenever I put my hand up? Why does it do that? Look at Peaches. Are you kidding me? You see this, Peaches? Yeah, which bot is that one? I mean, there's a bunch. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I just saw that. Anytime I wasn't even reading it because anytime there's a bunch of one thing, I just like literally my eyes don't even look at it because I'm just looking for real comments. CBR, how you doing? How you doing, my friend? Chris Brown, Rihanna. I'm doing good. I did not run into my ex at the coffee shop today, but me and Peaches are having a good morning. I've got meetings later. Let's see if I can get her. There we go. That's better. I don't like war. We'll say that. And I don't like our government. I don't like the American government at all. Yeah. Yeah, only psychos like it. You live in Maluku? Where's Maluku? Where's Maluku? Has anybody been listening to any good music lately? Oh, Norway. Hell yeah. I love Norway. I went to Norway a few years ago and it changed my life. Yeah, Norway like changed my life. It was so beautiful. I went there chasing the northern lights and um yeah, I went with my mom. It was so cold. It was the coldest I've ever been in my life. I went to Tromsø and I went to Senja and uh I went over into Finland and what a beautiful place. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I got to go to a bunch of fjords and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people were really mean to me, but this was like right after Trump got reelected. So I I kind of understand why, but I was hoping that people would be nicer to me. Somebody almost fought me in a sauna because I told them I was American. And like I was in the sauna in Tromso. I don't know if you know about the sauna in Tromso that's on the Mariana or that's in the marina and it's floating on the water and then you can you can go you can jump into the ocean and then get back up and get into the sauna and yeah, it was pretty upsetting. Like just some guy wanting to fight me because I told him I was from America. It was really ridiculous, but it was such a beautiful place, and yeah, it is so different than the US. I couldn't believe how just, like, well taken care of everything was. The roads were, like, always plowed. There was service everywhere. The road system was absolutely mind-bending. It was crazy. No, I don't know Maluku. Hi, Igni. Hi, Igna. CBR, you gotta tell us what's up. CBR, did you change to another account? Did you get banned? What happened? All right, I'm gonna try to remember that you are now Cheap Fix. That's gonna be hard for my brain. You got banned? Peaches is playing around in the office. She's not allowed around here. She's not allowed in the office, but she's here. We're gonna see how she does before I have to kick her out. Yeah, I don't this is my 4th day streaming ever. I'm starting to do it. I'm gonna do it at 8 AM Mountain Time in Colorado every day. Mostly because I want somewhere to be early in the morning. I actually have to make my own schedule for stuff, and if I don't have somewhere to be in the morning, my life falls apart. So, being accountable to something, having somewhere to show up at 8 AM every day is good for me. So I'm doing it myself. I'm just saying I'm gonna be here at 8 AM and I'm going to build a community. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna cry. I think I've cried on every single stream that we've done. Yeah, it's an account for healing. Kobe or Michael Jordan. I mean, I don't know. I don't really watch sports, but I loved Michael Jordan when I was growing up in the 90s when he was on the Bulls. Everybody did. There was nothing like that. There was nothing like Michael Jordan. I mean, Kobe might be better, but like he didn't have the hype. Nobody's ever been as hyped as Michael Jordan. That was a crazy time. And I don't even follow sports. There goes my peaches. She's curious. Thank you. Thank you, CBR. Yeah, make sure to like and share the live. AI just ruins a lot of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's coming for all of our asses. Peaches. Peaches. Hey, relax. Peaches, you calm down. Not that. Come on. Peaches is a naughty cat. I'm gonna have to take her out. Keep our backs to the wall. Yeah. I always end up with the new phone because I'm always like, oh, I work in video production. I need to have like the best new camera. I make content. I need to have the best new camera. And like, honestly, I think about the iPhone 11 all the time. That phone was perfect. And somehow they're all worse than that one. Yeah, if you haven't yet, go ahead and like and share the stream. It really helps us out. I don't know what it takes to start getting um more viewers at a time. Peaches. Maybe I'm not being exciting enough, but we're working on it. We're working on our live vibe. An S26, but it's basically just an S25 with a private screen. Yeah, I don't know. Peaches is out of here. blew it. She blew it. She couldn't handle the responsibility of being in the office. It's too fun in here. She's not allowed in here, really, otherwise. Hi, Just Gia. Welcome. So good to see you. I hope you're having a good morning. Hi, Elise. Simone. Elisa Simone. Hi. Happy to have you here. If you're new here, we just like to sit here and hype each other up and tell each other what we're going through, what we're proud of, what we're struggling with, all that kind of stuff. Like and share the stream if you can. The more you do that, the more fun that we can have getting to know new people and building a bigger community. You know, we've got so many amazing people in here right now. People who have been on yesterday and the day before and even the day before that. And so we're getting some regulars in here, and this is like how a community starts, is just building a community. What's the space about in regards to addiction? So I'll just go ahead and start with my story. So I have been addicted to many things. I've been addicted to alcohol. Addicted to alcohol. That was a big one for me. Weed and Adderall and, sleeping pills, obviously. I don't know why that's obvious. And then also ketamine. So I've been addicted to a lot of stuff. And hi, Metro Man. Stick around. CBR's back. And so I've been addicted to a lot of stuff. And it wasn't until I was around 33 that I decided to clean my act up and save my life. And I've got some wisdom around that, I think. And it's not to say that I've got all the answers, but I know what it's like to overcome some really tough addictions. So here we just like to talk about what we've been through, and that is enough. Sometimes it's just enough to just like tell your truth, talk about what you've been through, and it can like help other people. So we're just here to share what we've been through and share our experiences, because I truly believe that sharing your experience is a really, really big deal. Sharing and being vulnerable and being honest about who you are and what you've been through. Because everybody has a truly unique experience. Like, we all have done and been through similar things, and when we feel isolated, when we feel alone, when we feel like nobody understands what we're going through or that it's just us, it can feel really punishing. But whenever you start talking and sharing, and then other people feel comfortable to talk and share, then you're like, oh my God, we've all been through this, or like, wow, I didn't know that other people understood that, or whatever. So it's such a great thing to do, is share what you've been through and what you've learned. I mean, that's really like such a great thing. It's such a great thing to not only share what you've been through, but share the wisdom you've gotten from that. So if you have any wisdom from anything that you've been through that you want to drop in the comments that we can learn from, and I know all of you do, everybody's been through tough stuff. So everybody has something to share. I know it. Go ahead and just share it in the comments, and we can start a conversation around it. Hi from Kazakhstan. I love Kazakhstan. Hi. You have an event you're putting together around this? That's amazing. I want to hear about it. Yeah, I had like a death and resurrection just like Jesus at 33. I never really put that together, but I'm not particularly religious, but my death and my resurrection happened at 33. Thank you, Just Gia. I don't speak that, but thank you all. Keep liking and sharing the stream. It means a lot. It would be really crazy. I mean, if everybody just did the like tap 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 thing for like a minute, we'd probably get to like 20, 30 viewers probably. Hi, Ziz. You guys are amazing. And I want this to be ours, you know? Like, I think this is such a great place. I was thinking about making a Discord so that people can have a place to hang out and chat and keep up with each other. Because I've already been seeing people in the chat supporting each other and like encouraging each other and like what I just like how cool would that be if we just made a community where people care about each other, you know, on the internet. That's so hard to do. But I think we could do it because we're just like we're unique. It is 9 a.m. here in Denver, Colorado. You fell 40 feet through a roof at 15 years old? Wow. I do have Pokemon cards somewhere. Yo, what's up, Reno? You were here yesterday. Welcome back. I love you guys. What kind of injuries did you sustain from falling through a roof? Yeah, I remember you. Is that the communist mindset? Or you're saying in retaliation to the communist mindset, which is like more about the community. Yeah, we have to take care of ourselves before we can take care of anyone else. I think that's the mistake, right? Is that if we just put ourselves last, then we have less and less and less to give. And you actually give more when you put yourself first. You have more left over to give. Greetings from Indonesia. We love our Indonesians. What time is it there? Los Angeles here, 4 months sober, chronic relapser with alcohol, codependency, and kratom. Wendy, thank you so much for sharing. Where are you at right now? When's the last time you used? Are you still on kratom? I've heard that kratom is really hard to get off of. Broken jaw, 2 wrists, lost 16 teeth, jaw wired shut for 12 weeks. Wow, CBR. Holy crap. You were drunk? Yeah. That's what happens. Wow, I'm so glad you survived that. Can you tell us anything that you learned from that? Wait, so Wendy, you're 4 months sober right now from kratom? Amazing. That's really a big deal. This is the kind of stuff that we love to talk about here because we've got someone here who's 4 months sober from kratom and alcohol. What a wonderful accomplishment that is. That is so incredible. It's so hard to do. But we have someone here in the comments who knows what it's like to choose life and to choose loving themselves over self-destruction. That is something that a lot of people never know how to do in their whole lives, even if they don't have bad. I think one of the blessings of being an addict is that you are forced to learn how to love yourself because you can't, you can get by through life with just not loving yourself and always seeking, always looking for external validation, always doing something else. And the people who like don't have such bad problems with addiction, it never really gets in their way. They never really have to stop and face the fact that they don't love themselves enough. And people with addiction, when they overcome it, they have to really learn and know and believe that they're worth saving. And the only way that you can get clean is you got to believe that you are worth saving and that you are worth loving. And I think that's one of the blessings that I've found from being an addict is that I've had to get really clear on how I think about myself. And it's a struggle, it's a practice, you always have to keep recommitting to yourself, but it's a blessing once you can get through the hard stuff. And Wendy, we're so proud of you. We love you. Thank you for sharing your wins with us and let us know how we can support you. Um, it's hard, but it's doable, right? It's doable. You can do it. It's not impossible. I'm proof of that. You're proof of that. Learning how to be yourself for the first time in your life. Isn't that nuts? That's what I'm doing here too. I am learning how to be okay with myself, learning how to share who I am without feeling ashamed, learning how to show up, forgive myself, and that lets me forgive others. And Lee, thank you. We're happy to have you here, Lee. And Rainbow PFP, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Wiz. Yeah, Wiz. I'll send your mom a happy birthday. Send her the stream. No, I'm not a music producer, but I like making music for fun. I don't really release it. It's just not ever really release worthy, but I do music for me. I grew up playing in bands, but uh, I've got a ton of interest. So music is just for me. There was a point whenever I was like, maybe I should do this, try to make a career out of this or something like that. And I decided that music was special enough to me that I wanted to keep it for me and I didn't want to ever have to like rely on it. So it's somewhere that I can go to escape. And I don't write well if I'm pressured. There was a while when I was playing shows and stuff and feeling like, oh, we got to write new material, we got to do this, and it just like wasn't. It didn't feel very fun to feel that pressure. Asa, hey Asa, glad to see you here. Thanks for coming by. You're in no matter what recovery. That's cool. Welcome back, Rainbow. Yeah, we got to retrain how we speak about ourselves and say good things. Ain't that the truth? It's kind of the beginning to all of it. Like We're an animal. We live in fantasy worlds. We create our own reality, like my cats live in reality. I don't live in reality. I live in this like, schizophrenic constructed reality in my brain, and we all do, that's made up by emotions and fears and beliefs. How are you doing, Asa? So glad you're here. It's so nice to have people come back on, you know, familiar faces. If you haven't so far, go ahead and like and share the stream. Asa, tell us how you're doing today. Tell us some of your wins, some of the things that you're excited about. How do some of these people even get these names? I figure like TikTok would like stop you from having such ridiculous names. Yeah, we fear change and stay places that aren't good for us. Hi, El. Dijulu. It's Dijule. You can call me Dijule. We're doing good. We're sitting here. We're celebrating our wins. We're celebrating. We've got some people in here who are on their sobriety journey. I'm 3 years into my sobriety journey, and we're here to talk about it. We're here to talk about what we've learned from it, what we struggle with it. So much of it is with sobriety is just being conscious. Addiction loves unconsciousness. When you won't stop and think about what you're about to do, what you're about to use, what you're about to escape with. That's what addiction loves. Addiction loves an unconscious brain. It loves it when you won't stop and think about why it is you're trying to escape your reality, what you're trying to run from, why you don't want to be in your body. Addiction can't really last if you increase your consciousness. The more you recognize what you're running from, what feelings you're trying to avoid, why you can't live inside yourself. Addiction can't survive that. And it's hard to get there sometimes, but it's possible for sure. Elle, tell us how your day is going. Oh, we got a chat over on Instagram from Waldwin. How long have you been running? Just found your account yesterday. I've been running for a couple years. Running is my favorite thing, and I'm injured right now, so I can't run. But running is peak. Running is life. And I run because running reminds me that life is hard and that it's okay to sit in pain, that suffering is up here. Yes, we feel pain. No, we don't have to suffer if we just accept our pain. So I do things that are painful, like running. And it's not always painful, but it can be painful to just do it, to get myself out the door, to put my shoes on. I mostly don't feel like running, but once I'm out there running, I'm always just like, damn, hell yeah, you're doing it. You're fucking running, dude. And you're feeling great. And then those little wins and those reminders that you can do hard things are life changing. You do enough of those things in a day, it's amazing. Getting over a breakup out of my control advice. Yeah. Do your best to stop ruminating on it. You probably have a story, emphasis on story, around that relationship, about your worth versus their worth. And if you're chasing, blah, 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 you're putting someone on a pedestal. No one's better than you in this world. Even if they don't want to be with you, that doesn't mean that they're better than you or you're less than or anything like that. Your value is equal and inherent and beautiful and precious. And you deserve someone who wants to celebrate that with you equally. So if this person isn't wanting to validate you in that way and to celebrate you and to love you, let them go. You can do that. You don't have, it's like you don't have to keep the story up. Let them go. The Vita, I just turned it on 60 FPS and put it on my Blackmagic camera. Ashton, you deserve love. You deserve someone who cares about you. And if this person can't love you that way, that's okay. You don't have to be mad at them for it. It's just like, when people tell us that they're not for us, we just have to believe them and let it go. And then what you do is you go back into yourself and you spend time loving yourself and taking care of yourself and remembering that all we truly have in this life is ourselves. And if you can't be with yourself, you can't have a good life. So go into yourself. Remember why you're unique. Remember why you're beautiful. Remember why you're worth loving, which you are. You shouldn't have to think about that too hard. You're a human being. You have dignity. You have value. So you just go into yourself. And doesn't mean you cut everybody out, but it just means that you spend time with yourself every day, nurturing yourself. Whenever I've gotten out of hard breakups, and even whenever I was coming out of addiction, I would have to lay on the ground and put a hand on my heart, and I would just comfort myself. And I would just say, I'm sorry that this hurts, Daniel. It does hurt. That's okay. It's going to pass. You're going to be okay. You're a beautiful person and you deserve love. And I love myself and I'm proud of myself. Life is hard. And it's okay to feel sad. You feel your feelings. You don't have to give weight to them or make stories out of your feelings. But the feelings you have are coming for you. And if you avoid them, that's where addiction starts. Avita, thank you so much. I worked kind of hard on this, so I really appreciate that. Thanks, Ashton. I've been getting a lot of compliments on this hat lately. It's from Stay at Home Club. I think they make great hats. It was like one of the first time. Oh, nice. CBR. Thank you. I don't even know what that means. Hell yeah. Thank you, CBR. You're so kind. Yeah, if you're new to the stream, go ahead and like and share and tap the like button and share it. Follow me if you haven't. Yeah, anyways, I got this hat off of Instagram from an ad. They don't ever get me with the Instagram ads, but this one got me. And honestly, I'm glad they did because listen to this corduroy. You ready? Now that's quality corduroy. Yeah, I got 3 compliments at the coffee shop for this hat today. And I probably recommended this hat to like, I don't know, 8 people yesterday. Why does everybody come in here talking about AI? Is it because the quality looks too good? Could an AI do this? Or this? Why is the quality so good? Because I work in video production and I know how to set up cameras and I've got a nice camera. So this is my work camera. Waldwin, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I've got so I'm mostly talking to the TikTok chat over here, but over here I have Instagram pulled up, and I'm sorry, Instagram, I've been not checking you over there as much, but the channel is Dijoule, Dijoule over on TikTok, but I really appreciate your words. Waldwin says, "You're a really wise dude. I appreciate all your advice, even if it's for others." It's really great and affirming to hear. Thank you, Waldwin. I'm so appreciative of you being here. We're just doing our best trying to talk to people and build a community and share what we know. You know, everybody. The thing is I really believe anybody could do this. 4K Mario, that's amazing. Anybody could do this. Everybody has something to share. This is my 4th day streaming. I don't really know anything about streaming, but I was just like, let's just go ahead and try it. And maybe people will have something to gain from this. Maybe I have something to gain from this. So we're just really trying our best to talk with each other and see what we can learn. And I invite anybody who has any insights to share them in the chat. I want to hear from other people and what they've been through and what they're going through and what they've learned. Allie, hey, cuh. I'm not going to buy you Roblox, cuh. I just set up a. I love the idea of this turning into something bigger and me being able to spend more time on this and creating more shows and more content. And so I just started a Patreon. It's daily_run on Patreon. I think it's in all of my links, but in my bios and stuff like that. But I'm just like, what if we could just what if I could spend the rest of my life just doing good stuff? You know, right now for work, I have to make commercials that I don't believe in. But what if it was like, oh man, we can have conversations all day long with people who have things that they want to talk about and that they want to learn and all this stuff. When did I decide to grow a mustache? The mustache grew me. First there was mustache, and then there was Dijoule. So in the void of space at one point, There was just a floating mustache, and then I grew out of that mustache. I'm from Colorado, and Maru, I talk about addiction, I talk about recovery, not in a preachy way, just in the way that we share, that we want to share our experiences. And I've overcome a handful of addictions, and I've been sober for 3 years now. And it feels like it's time for me to pay that forward from what I've learned. There's people are in all different parts of their lives right now. I've already gone through the part of catastrophic self destruction, and I've gotten over that. There are other people who are experiencing that right now, and so I want to help people do that. No, I am a musician. I'm just not doing that live on here. I don't think you want to hear my music. Maybe you do. I haven't written anything in a while, but maybe one point I'll bring out my guitar. I'm afraid if I do that though, like I'll lose 90% of everyone. This hat makes me look like a musician. Somebody told me I was giving off Mac DeMarco vibes, and I'm like, maybe it's just the mustache. Maru, you're writing songs live. Do you want to come on this stream? Matthew, I'm so glad you stopped by, friend. I love you. Come back, okay? Mr. Matthew, bro, you're from the UK. That's awesome. What do you play, Maru? I'll guest you on here. CBR, thanks for the roses and the goats. CBR is so kind. I just can't believe how kind you all are in here. It's really amazing. Words are your canvas. So you rap? All right, let's do you got a rap ready? I'm going to bring you in. No, I'm not married. Don't ask me for relationship advice. I mean, I know what relationships not to be in. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, don't be with people who don't choose you or make you chase them. I'll tell you that. But other than that, I'm not the guy for relationship advice. I'm 36. I'm single. Matthew, I appreciate it. I hope you do too. All right. Yeah, I'm somewhat of an artist. You can be with whoever you want, especially Filipino baddies. All right, Maru. I'm only on here for another 30 minutes, but I'm back on here the same time tomorrow. Thank you. Follow the stream, y'all. And like and share. Hell yeah, Maru. I want to hear it. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm single, but whatever. I'm comfortable being with myself. It's not because I can't. Oh, it's Kuna Main. Hi, Kuna. Thank you. Good to see you. Been so supportive. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, sometimes you can be in relationships, but that doesn't mean that that's like what's good for you, right? So like I've had to get out of relationships where I'm like, you know, am I supposed to be in this relationship? Is this serving me? Um Am I being in this relationship because it's right or because I don't want to be alone? And I think there's been times in my life where I found myself in relationships because I didn't want to be alone, not because I was actually ready for that relationship or that I could show up to that relationship in the way that that other person deserved. And that's important. I don't know. I don't really like to get political on here. It's not really my bag. If you were to guess my answer, what do you think I would say? Hard MAGA baddies. I'm definitely not MAGA. I'll tell you that. But, I love my fellow Americans, even the ones who I think are severely misguided. I love my fellow humans. And look, I've fought for things and argued for things that I no longer believe in. I've said things that I eventually would cringe at. I've I've confidently said things that I thought that I now think are wrong. And that's exactly why we need to be that's exactly why we need to be patient with people, because sometimes it takes us a while to really figure out what we think, and we're always changing, and it's okay to change. I think instead of taking the opportunity to say I told you so to someone who changed their mind and you think got onto a better path, instead of taking the time to say I told you so, I think the good thing to do is to celebrate their evolution with them and say, I'm I'm proud of you for being willing to examine yourself and change. Our experiences make us, right? And that's what makes us powerful. So that's the reason why sharing is a big deal and listening, especially. I think a lot of people are sharing and not enough people are listening. But, the more we can listen to each other, the better. Hi, Sabil. Sabil? I should be on Fox News. I don't think Fox News would be very nice to me. They like to polarize. I don't like to polarize. Yeah, what we're doing here. Danielle. Marcellino. Definitely not new Tucker Carlson. Do I look like Tucker Carlson? I hope not. No shade. Monsieur Jose. Yeah, we're here. We're just talking about life, love, and happiness. We're talking about where somehow it's getting political, but this channel that I'm making here is about sharing our experiences, sharing what's going well, sharing what we're struggling with so that people in the camera or people in the comments can help support us. And we're building a community here. So somewhere that we can actually go and feel like we can talk about what we're going through and people who actually care. And like we've been building this thing where like people are coming back every day and they know each other in the comments and they're like supporting each other. And it's like this cool little community. And I'm starting to recognize people are coming up and yeah, like so I a lot of people talking about their sobriety or just getting out of toxic relationships or feeling lost because they lost a relationship that they wanted and all that stuff. And everybody's going through something, right? And uh we've lost the town square. We've lost our tribal communities where we just like have somewhere where we get to be with our community and discuss our problems all the time. Like we just don't have as much community as we used to. And what I'm trying to do is build a safe space where we can have community members who love each other and care about each other even if they're strangers. I mean, we're showing up with love, we're showing up with care and understanding and forgiveness and all that stuff. Like nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, and anybody who's trying to come off to you like they're perfect is just uh either in denial and unable to admit that they're imperfect, or they're just cognizantly lying and they're all that. So, look, we've all made mistakes. We're here not to necessarily talk about mistakes, but to talk about our lessons, the things that we've learned. And, what's great when you share, it always feels like you're the only person who's gone through this and we have shame around our mistakes or things that we're struggling with and we think that we're the only ones. But what's crazy is whenever you share, you end up meeting so many people who actually are going through the same exact thing as you, and then you don't feel like you don't have to take it so hard. You don't have to like blame yourself so hard, and you can be more forgiving to yourself. And once, especially whenever you see other people who have done that same thing and then they forgave themselves and they're like giving you permission to forgive yourself and to work through it, like that's the thing. So yeah, we want to build a place where we can share what we're doing and how we're doing so that we can, you know, have community. Community is really important. I think the internet's a pretty toxic place, and I'm dedicated to making a beautiful corner of the internet. That's really what it is. Like my intention is like, what if? Just hear me out. Just what if we could make a beautiful community on the internet? What if, with all the toxic sludge that's coming at us, what if we could make somewhere positive that brings actual change? And if this gets big enough and we get a bunch of Patreon subscribers and we start doing stuff like that, it's just like we might be able to like start raising money and helping people in real life. We might be able to start going out and shooting bigger content. We might be able to just do in-person meetups. We might be able to do that kind of stuff. Like that would be um my dream. To It'd be like church without the preaching. Like without the religiousness. I think one of the great things that church has is it's got this sense of community. But I don't want to have any polarizing stuff. This is a space that's welcome for everyone, any race, religion, creed, nationality, whatever. Everyone belongs in this human little space here. So we're just humanists here. We believe in liberty and everything for everyone from everywhere. Hi from Indonesia. Nice to see you. I'm in Colorado. Hey Corey, is that true? No, it's not. I read the name. I was like, that would be wild. Corey, shame. Sabil, you just got out of a relationship. Tell us about it. We can help you through it. Bobby L, are you still here? Bobby, if you're still here, let's talk about it. Mazka, thank you. Hi, Balden. Mzing. I noticed you, Mzing. Make your name is hard to pronounce. If you haven't so far, go ahead and like and share the stream. It means a lot. Alil Siyub. Alicio. Dr. Matthew, are you still here? Do you think that men are vulnerable due to nor being open about feelings? You might have to rephrase that. I don't really know what you mean by that. Smoking addiction? Are you talking about cigarettes or vaping? Autism? Yeah, I'm sorry you're going through that. Sis lawyer, what's smooth? Yeah, smoking is hard. I had to quit smoking. It's doable though. You can quit smoking. 100%. You can do anything that you want, you know? Hi, Beth. Hi, Giffel. Hi, guys. Yeah, anything is on the table in this life. Three days is your max. All right. You know what the deal is with that? Is that when you're quitting, you're just quitting. You're not evolving. When you evolve, you are not going to have a problem quitting anymore. So the story in your head around nicotine, the story that you have around smoking is that I need this. That's a story. Do you understand? Like, the story is that I need this. Look at me. I don't need it. I used nicotine from 11 years old to 33 years old. 22 years. I used nicotine for 22 years. I was addicted to nicotine before I even hit puberty. And the story was that I couldn't do it. I couldn't quit. I couldn't get through it. And that was a belief system, not a truth. Like, you need to understand the difference between truth and belief. And hi, Amir. You really need to understand the difference between truths and beliefs. The truth is that you're a human being who has a body, and it's hard to be a human sometimes. And we have uncomfortable feelings, and we don't want to feel those feelings. And therefore, you turn to unhealthy ways to regulate and to cope with your unhealthy feelings. You need to recognize that you are capable of quitting anything. You're in control of your life and yourself, and that you have to remember your agency and know the reality. Look at the addiction. Know that this addiction is not what it's telling you. There's a voice in your head saying, I need this. This is good. This is the only thing that's going to calm me down, blah, 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 blah. That's all a lie. You can't listen to that part of your brain. That's the addict in there that's afraid of sitting with your pain. And you can sit with your pain. You can. Everybody can. And you're afraid of suffering. You think that pain equals suffering. Look, everybody feels pain, but not everybody has to suffer. So you're turning your pain into suffering. And you don't have to do that. You can just say, I'm having uncomfortable feelings right now. I'm noticing that I am wanting to escape them. So I'm going to smoke a cigarette. But instead of smoking a cigarette, I'm going to be with myself and I'm going to comfort myself and listen to what it is that I'm scared of, what I'm afraid of, what's making me try to escape myself. And then I listen to the cries of my inner child, and then I let that happen, and I accept that I have pain and know that I can handle it, and that every single time I catch myself reaching for something instead of being in reality, being present, being with myself, every time I reach, I get further away from myself. And every time I catch myself and stop myself, I become stronger. And it is a practice. It's something you get better at. It first starts with consciousness. You start to notice when you're reaching. Don't reach. Notice you're reaching. And then from there, you notice you're reaching. And you know what? You're actually still allowed to do the thing. Just notice it, because unconsciousness addiction thrives on unconsciousness. So you cannot, you really can't keep up the jig if you're consciously thinking about it. So because you're struggling with it right now, and you're talking about it and you're thinking about it and you're asking questions about it, and it's coming up in your consciousness, coming up into your consciousness, you're being more conscious about your addiction. You're being more aware of how bad it is for you. You're being more aware of the fact that you feel like you can't control it or that you don't want to do it. Your awareness is going up. This is a really good sign. Don't lose this, because this is the signal. Your consciousness is catching up with your unconsciousness, and your unconscious addict is fighting for its life. So it's fighting more. It's fighting harder. It wants to stay in the game. It doesn't want to be snuffed out. This is the fear talking. This is the inner child. This is the person who's afraid. And you, as an adult with wisdom, you know that that's a snake talking to you. And we don't listen to snakes. You know what I mean? We don't listen to snakes. So notice the snake talking to you. Notice when he's talking to you. Notice. You can let yourself have the cigarette. This is what I want you to remember is just think this. Next time before you do something, say, I can do whatever I want as long as I acknowledge why I'm doing it. And I pause before I do it. I'm going to wait 5 seconds, 5 minutes. And before I do it, hi, Olivia. Before I do this thing, I'm just going to acknowledge what I'm going through. I'm going to acknowledge what I'm running from, why I'm running from it, and why I'm going to use this thing. So, and the truth is, I'm having uncomfortable feelings. I don't want to feel them. And so I don't know how to deal with it right now. And so I'm going to relieve myself or self-medicate with something that's bad for me. And you can do that. You can do that. But it won't last long if you do that if you talk up to yourself every time before you have a cigarette. If you get real honest with yourself and you stop lying to yourself and you stop being unconscious and you start bringing awareness to your actions and what you're running from, it will be really hard to keep that up with yourself for real. And the thought of you not being able to handle it is a belief. And once you believe that you can handle the pain of just going a couple weeks of feeling uncomfortable, bro, you do uncomfortable shit all the time. You can do a couple weeks of sitting there being like, oh, I feel like having a cigarette. I reach, and then there's nothing there. And then I sit and I process and I go, I'm reaching again. What am I reaching for? What do I need to listen to inside my body? Do I need to sit down and slow down and just listen to me? Do I need to slow my breath? Do I need to go into my meditation, go into my breathing, go into my body? Know that I'm in control and I don't have to give meaning to all of these thoughts, confusions, and everything floating by in my brain. Can I release them? Or am I making meaning out of every single thought that flows into my brain? You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. Those come at you, and it's your job to let them float by. I'm from Colorado. Advice for someone suffering derealization. Are you still here? I would love to answer that question if you're still here. Isn't it true college is like resetting your personal branding? If you're still here, I'd answer that too. I can't sing a song, no. How do you manifest your dream life? Are you still there? Ask your questions again if you really have questions. Yeah, autism. Bro, you can do it. You can do anything. It's all about belief. Do you believe that you can do it? If you do, you can. If you don't, you can't. 100%. I hope that you choose to love yourself. It's a matter of self-love. When you love yourself and you being that's worth loving and worth like a child, you know? Children need protection. You have a child inside of you that needs protecting, and you need to protect yourself like that. It's your job to take care of yourself. If you had a kid or your niece or nephew was wanting to smoke cigarettes, they're 3 years old, you wouldn't let them do that because you know it's not good for them. You care about them more than you care about yourself. And so whenever you care about yourself a lot, it becomes really hard to let yourself get away with self-harm. Hi, Asura. Yeah, dude. Autism. I started using nicotine when I was 11. You're 22? Great. You're going to learn an amazing lesson. This is such a great thing because you can learn everything that we go through that's hard builds us up. It builds us up. So you have gone through something hard. You know what it's like to be addicted. I got addicted when I was 11. And I didn't get clean from it until I was 33. So I wasn't able to feel strong enough to do it till then. But guess what? I was able. I just didn't believe in myself until I did. And the sooner you start believing in yourself, the sooner you're going to get to where you want to go. And I promise you, you can do that. So by the time that, I'll tell you this, by the time I quit smoking, I took it all. I quit everything all at once. I quit nicotine, I quit alcohol and Adderall, and I took everything and I took it to the dumpster. And I just knew that it was the last time, and I threw it all away, and I never missed it. And I just decided that I was going to deal with my feelings. And anytime I had an uncomfortable feeling, I laid on my floor and I put a hand on my chest and I comforted myself. And I said, "This will pass. It's okay. You're feeling uncomfortable. You've been avoiding your feelings. Of course this is uncomfortable." But when you start dealing with your feelings, the negative feelings go away. So I'm telling you, on the other side of it is so much freedom. And you're going to be like, why didn't I do this sooner? What a joke. What a lie. What a fucking lie those vices are. LDN, hi. Good to see you, LDN. You're singing the national anthem. I love it. Hi, Mass Thom. Addicted to alcohol too. Everything I just told you applies to alcohol too. How did I make it 60 FPS? Because I'm streaming off of my computer. And whenever you stream off of TikTok Live Studio, you can change those settings. So I plugged in my work camera, one that I use for work, into my laptop through a capture card, and then I have this through an audio interface. No, I don't use OBS. I might. I tried to set it up today so that I could do OBS to restream because I'm streaming on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube right now. So I was trying to do that, but I just didn't get it set up in time. I couldn't figure it out. If you're new to the stream, we're here to love each other and support each other and share what we're going through, share our struggles and our wins. Will you guys go ahead and like and share the stream? We'd really appreciate it. Irfan, yeah. Capture card Elgato 4KS into a Blackmagic 6K, Pocket 6K, and a Focusrite 8i8 and into my MacBook with a NT1 here. It is kind of an expensive setup, and I didn't buy this stuff for streaming. I already owned all this stuff because I work in video production. Yeah, I got the Elgato 4K 60. And then I've got a nice light over here. I've actually got two lights. I got a small fill light right here. And then I've got a key light up here. And these I also already had for work. So that was like $200. Laptops like $3,000. Cameras $3,000. The lens is $1,500. The Focusrite is $400. The mic is $250. It all adds up, dude. I mean, I didn't buy any of this stuff for streaming though. This is my 4th day streaming. I already had all of this. Yeah, I have a Focusrite that I plug this into. So my mic. How's everybody doing? What am I making on my TikTok? What do you mean, like money wise? I'm not making any money. Was thinking to start random live chat. Thank you, 09. I think I just had to mute you, but thanks for sharing it. Share the live, please, everyone. That makes a big difference. Oh, the videos I make are just, some of them are funny, some of them are just around most of them are around just positive thinking, self-love, sobriety, all that kind of stuff. And Georgia, thank you. This is from the Stay at Home Club. It's just the hat company, Stay at Home Club. Listen to the corduroy. Now that's good corduroy. I forgot I was live over on Instagram. What's up, Instagram? How you guys doing? Here's my Instagram cam. Here's my TikTok cam. Here's my YouTube cam. Nice, Irfan. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Lisa. What does that mean, yo? If you're new here, we just like to share what we're going through in the comments, and then we just help each other out. That's what we do. We're making a good community here. Brotato. Happy to have you all here. I work in video production, as if you can't tell with the camera quality here. But we're here to talk about sobriety, addiction, struggles, achievements, accomplishments, what we're hopeful for. Azusa, good to see you. I'm good. How are you doing? No, I'm not a singer. I know. Maybe the mic makes it look like I am. I do make music with this mic. Yeah, but if you make music, I'll co-host you on here. You can come in the stream. I'll guest you. Go ahead and like and share the stream, everybody. It really helps. We're just trying to build a good community here. Yeah, Jamal, get in here. Are you chicken? Are you like chicken? Tim Riddle, I don't hold him in. Jamal, I'm sure you can. You just tap the screen, Jamal. Just tap it and then share it, and that's really helpful. Thank you. Thanks, Jamal. Jamal, tell us how you're doing. What are you going through right now? What are your wins? What are your fears? What are your hopes? What are your struggles? Thanks, Jamal. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to build a nice, lovely community here of people who just want to help each other and talk about their experiences and yeah. Yeah, it's been really beautiful so far. We've had like a good little community here. People who are showing back up into the stream multiple days in a row, and they're just like able to check in on each other and support each other. Like, how cool is that? So I think I might make a Discord or something like that so we can just like keep these updates, or being able to like support each other, even when the stream's not on. My favorite music, I like indie rock. What's up? You going to work, like holiday work, because you're 15 years old? What do you do for work? What's up? We got some people in the Instagram now. Hi, everybody at Instagram. This is my Instagram camera. Here's my TikTok camera and the YouTube camera. Somebody tell us how you're doing over on Instagram. Hi, Sophia's. Oh, you got to clean toilets? Nothing wrong with that. I've had to clean plenty. Okay, we got It's a Metaphor over on Instagram. They said, "Hey, just started following you the other day, but you seem super rad. I'm just getting sober, 36 days, and I've been swimming a lot, but want to start running." Fuck yeah, It's a Metaphor. Hell yeah, you're getting sober. You're doing it. You have the whole world ahead of you. The fact that you have decided to love yourself. Here's the thing: is so few people actually ever decide to love themselves fully. And the fact that you've decided to do this right now is going to make your life so fucking good. And that's what I've been posting about. People who've never had to deal with um people who've never had to deal with addiction and had to save themselves and save their own life and decide to love themselves. People who've never been addicted, they've never had to save themselves, they've never had to learn how to love themselves enough to take care of themselves. There's so many people who go through life just half loving themselves, but whenever you get sober, you can't half love yourself. You have to really feel like you're worth saving. And if you and the people who relapse just forget that. They just forget how valuable they really are. So It's a Metaphor. I'm so proud of you. Your life is going to be so fucking dope from now on. It's the best thing that could happen to you. I really think the best thing that could ever happen to someone in their life is to become an addict with minimal damage to their body and life. But it's okay if you do mess up. Life is full of unexpected things like that. But if you can get sober, if you can become an addict and then get sober, your opportunities just soar because you know how to take care of yourself. You know what you're worth. You know how to value yourself. And people who've never really had to dig themselves out of the hole of addiction, um, yeah, people who've never had to do that, they just can't ever really get the same level of self love, I think. And some people are just blessed. They've already, like, somebody instilled that in them in childhood and they know how to do that well, but a lot of us weren't. A lot of us had to really fight for the to love ourselves. And when we love ourselves, life is so much more fun and so easy. It just gets so much easier. Like, you're in such a fun spot. You're 36 days in. It's a Metaphor of sobriety, and every day gets better. Remember why you do it. You do it because you love yourself and you're worth saving and your life is valuable. And you have things to do here. You got people to meet, people to love. Um yeah. Yeah, that's such a good way of putting it. It was 10 years of running from myself. Now I want to run for myself. I'm stealing that because I'm a big runner. So over on this TikTok, people, I don't really put a lot of running content on this channel on TikTok, but on my Instagram, this is a running account, and mostly it's got a bunch of different stuff. But you know, I spent 20 years running from myself. Now I run for myself. I love that. I'm gonna have to run with that. I'm gonna run with that. That one's so good. I'm so proud of you. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and like it and share it. Do the likes as much as you can. We're heating up in here. We've got like 15 people in the chat over on TikTok. We're happy about that. I need to catch up with the chat over there. What are you guys saying in here? Kuna Main. Waldwin, that's hilarious. We're hanging out, Kuna Main. We're having fun. Thanks for coming in. Let us know how you're doing. What do you want to chat about? All kinds of addiction, X blocks, yes. Blue eyes. Am I a Christian? No, I'm not a Christian, but I appreciate Jesus a lot. I wouldn't call myself a Christian, but I would say that I appreciate Jesus's messages a lot. Yeah. How's everyone doing? Go ahead and like and share the stream. Kuna Main, we're just having fun over here in the TikTok, but tell us how your day's going. Okay. Waldwin said the first reel I saw on here of you was one to share with another runner or guys who want to do butt stuff with. Yeah, I try to make some silly stuff, which was funny because like I just like thought that was a funny thing to say, and like I didn't realize that was gonna like resonate with the gay community as much as it did. But I'm all for it because I love the gay community. I fucking love gay people. I'm not gay myself. A lot of people will love to debate that with me. People call me gay all the time, and it doesn't hurt my feelings because I don't have any problems with gay people. So I'm totally cool with that. Call me gay if you want. But I've historically only dated women. But yeah, that was a funny reel. I'm glad that you saw that one. It was kind of thoughtless. But yeah, I got a lot of gay followers from that, and they're the best. Sometimes they send me like bad pictures, or not bad, but they send me stuff that I don't want to see. Yeah, kind of made me understand why why women are pissed off at men all the time. Getting unsolicited dick pics is jarring. I've never experienced that until I started posting some stuff on Instagram that the gay community resonated, and then I was getting like flooded with unsolicited dick pics, and I wish women would do that, but they don't. But no shade. We love our gay community so much. I'm so glad to have them. I'm serious. What a fun thing though. Like it makes me feel proud that I can have so many different types of people resonate with my content, you know? It really is special to have so many different people in here. Waldwin, yeah, it's just like not fun, right? Um The chat is heating up over on TikTok. Share and like the stream, y'all. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Masturbator69 says the camera quality is insane. Thanks. Yeah, if you're on Instagram, you're missing out. I have like my 6K camera at 60 FPS over on TikTok right now. Angie Nighty, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Good to see you in here, Angie. I always love seeing you show up in the comments. I really do. It's so sweet. No, I'm not playing Rocket League. Okay, Xbox says, I'm having a problem with quitting with smoke. I did quit drinking, but smoking for me is harder. All right, let's get into it. Look, you already did something hard. You quit alcohol. You know that you can quit anything that you want. You know that smoking is bad for you. You know that the little voice in your head that says you can't quit or that you need this vice is just a snake. That's not you. That's not who you are. You need to recognize the difference between you and the snake. And we don't listen to the snake. You understand? We don't listen to the snake in our head that wants that doesn't want what's good for us. You know? It's a lie. It lies to you. It lies to you about who you are, about what you want, what you're capable of. It's a story. It tells you stories that you end up believing. And, you know, you thinking that you can't quit it is a belief system that you put in your own head that you can change. So whenever you are starting to feel like you can't quit, you have to remember and increase your consciousness around the fact that you can do anything and that whatever part of you is telling you that you can't is not to be listened to. That's just a snake telling you. It's really what it is it's your fears. It's your fears that I can't handle whatever it is that I have to deal with. I can't handle my feelings. I turn to smoking because I feel uncomfortable in my body and I don't know how to sit with these uncomfortable feelings. I don't know how to sit in my pain. I don't know how to sit with this weird feeling in my stomach or this feeling like I can't handle this. You don't know how to sit in it. And it makes sense. You know, it makes sense that you turn to something to self medicate because you're uncomfortable. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. But guess what? The only way out is through, as Carl Jung says. You have to sit in your pain. You have to sit with what's coming to you, and you can handle it. When you tell yourself you can't handle it, that's the lie. That's the thing that keeps you stuck in the lie and the story. And we are really good storytellers. That's all we do is we tell ourselves stories all day long. Who I am, who I'm not, what I can do, what I can't do. And you have to recognize the stories for what they are. You can be anything and you can do anything. So don't be afraid to sit in some pain. That's what it takes. That's all it takes. You've been through pain. You can handle pain. And the pain is very short-lived. You make it into this giant thing in your head, this mountain. Your brain tells you this is so much pain, I can't handle it. The fuck you can't. Yeah, of course you can handle it, dude. Of course you can handle this pain. It's really nothing. It's really nothing. You feel pain anyways. See, the problem is that you are making your pain bigger than it is. You're making pain, which is unavoidable. We all feel pain, and you're turning it into suffering, which is avoidable. And pain is unavoidable. You will feel pain. And the longer you try to run from pain and you try to minimize it, or you try to avoid it, or you try to get away from it, the more you will suffer. So slow down and sit in your pain. Love it. Love yourself. Love the fact that you're a human being and you get the opportunity to experience anything at all, and that pain is a part of life, and that your pain has something to teach you. And if you're just willing to listen to it and sit in it, then you can do anything. And you will never experience anything close to peace until you learn how to love your pain. And you will just suffer and suffer and suffer and suffer because you refuse to sit in your pain. So sit in your pain. It's yours. It's there to teach you. It's not scary. You can handle it. It's really like, trust me. Just think about all the people who go through insane things. There are people who've been tortured for years and they've come out and they've done beautiful things with their lives. I mean, Nelson Mandela sat in prison for 20 years with a smile on his face, and then he came out and he became president and he forgave everyone. And that's a human being. We can do so much. You can do anything. So don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself a story about what you can't do. Look for what you can do. Know that you can do anything that you want, and know that your pain is temporary. Your joy is temporary. Your life is temporary. Everything is flying by. So don't miss it. Don't waste it. Don't ignore it, even your pain. If it was unnatural, we wouldn't experience it. It's natural. That's right. It's a metaphor. Okay, so it's a metaphor said, how, why, when did you decide to move through your pain? I decided to move through my pain because, so I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I was so stuck in addiction. You know, I have ADHD, so people with ADHD feel a lot of feelings, and people with autism feel more than neurotypical people, I think. We have sensitive bodies, we have sensitive hearts, we have sensitive souls. And that's beneficial to society. They make great artists, they make great lovers, they can be a handful. We're a lot. I've got a particular type of ADHD that makes me a yapper. So I yap, and some people resent me for that. Some people love me for it. I've decided to love myself for all the things that I am. But and to recognize that I'm not for everyone, and that's okay that people hate me. I get people sending me threats in my comments all the time. And but I was addicted. I got sent to military school whenever I was 11. And so I think the looking back on it, and I'm not saying this as some sort of pity party, but the abandonment from my family was a big deal on my a little 11-year-old brain. My family loved me, but they just didn't know what to do with me. And so I ended up going to military school. I didn't have um anyone that was comfortable whenever I was in military school. I was on my own. And I remember my first night in military school, I was so scared, and I was in my new bunk, and there was a strange kid below me on the bunk below, and I was on the top bunk, and I was 11, and they shut the lights off, and it was time to go to bed, and I felt the tears welling up in my face. And I remember thinking, like, this is the day you grow up. This is the day that you have to be strong. There's no mommy or daddy to help you here anymore. It's time to uh be a man. And I tried real hard. I just, like, the tears welled up, but I didn't let myself cry, a real cry. And at that day, I learned how to suppress my emotions because it wasn't safe to express my emotions. I'm gonna get bullied. I'm gonna get beat. I'm gonna get hurt. If I am vulnerable, I'm having to build a shell. I'm building a wall. So at 11 years old, I built a wall with everyone, with my family. I never really forgave my parents for a very long time. But from that day that they sent me to military school, my relationship changed with them forever. And, or for a long time. And I decided I would withhold love from them. I'd withhold love from everyone because I was mad and I was alone and I was scared and all of that kind of stuff. But the one of the ways that I coped with my emotions there was I got introduced to nicotine at a very young age and I started using nicotine every day, and that felt like control. It felt like I was controlling my life. It felt like I was in control of my body. It felt like I could uh snuff out these uncomfortable feelings that I was feeling of being alone, being abandoned, being by myself. And then I I went to Hargrave Military School in Virginia. Yes, this is live, Azula. And I realized that I wasn't like other kids, that I needed stimulation, that I felt really uncomfortable in my body. And so I was always trying to relieve that. And so as new substances entered my life as a young man, I started to indulge in more and more and more things. So um, I started to indulge in alcohol. And it's actually, I got kicked out of military school because I got caught selling alcohol. So I was in military school for a few years and then I got kicked out. And I was selling nicotine, selling alcohol, selling other stuff there. And yeah, it was just like I just needed more, 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 more. And as I became a teenager, I was just drinking a lot and all that kind of stuff, and I was already kind of out of control with my addictions. And then by the time, you know, I was drinking a lot, but I felt like I was under control. I was drinking. I knew I had a problem with drinking, but it felt like everybody else that I was around also had a problem with drinking. So I'm just like, oh, it's fine. Like we don't have to deal with this yet, right? Um, and when I was 24, my older brother was murdered by his neighbor. They were both drunk and they got into an argument and he was murdered. And that had a big effect on me, as you can imagine. And this was this was like a week after we had just buried one of my good high school friends from an overdose. And then a week later my brother was murdered. And from then I kind of said, fuck it. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be in my body anymore. It was too much to feel. I couldn't I It was just too much. I didn't know how to feel all of it. And I'd already not had experience in feeling my feelings because I was already used to being alone and not having the help that I needed to process what I went through. All those years in military school alone, it changed my relationship with my family. I was no longer going to trust my parents after going to military school. And so I didn't trust anybody. I didn't trust myself. And so I just decided that I was going to, uh, get pretty reckless with my drug use and addictions. And so, yeah, I've been from then, it was years and years of just having given up. I was a walking ghost. I was a walking zombie. I didn't believe that I was worth saving. I didn't believe my life had value. I blame myself for my brother's death. My brother and I hadn't talked for years before he died. I was angry at him for his own addictions and his battles that hurt our family, and I couldn't forgive him while he was alive. And it ended up going on for a very long time of just the self-harm, the abuse. I drank as much as I could whenever I drank, hoping that something bad would happen to me.
I didn't want my family to lose another son. At least I didn't want to be blamed for that. So I just didn't feel like I could end my own life, even though that's all I wanted to do. So I was like, if I have to be here, I'm just going to be reckless. Nobody can be mad at me if I accidentally overdose. If I, you know what I mean? Like it would just be a tragedy instead of something for everybody to be mad at me about. But I really didn't want my mom to suffer anymore. So I was just like reluctantly here suffering. And that was really painful, and I didn't want to get better for a long time. I was living in the victim mentality. I lived in this perpetual state of the world has wronged me, and I'm not going to be okay about it. I'm not going to forgive anybody for this. And that was a really big part of my personality for a long time, is that I just wasn't going to forgive anyone for what I'd been through. And there just came a point where I would get glimmers of hope in my life. I would meet someone or something would give me hope. I'm like, "Oh, wait, maybe I should turn my life around. Maybe I am worth saving." But there was this story in my head that, like, no, good things don't happen to me. Good things aren't going to happen here. My life is not going to be beautiful. My brother's life was taken from him. We all wanted his life to turn into something beautiful, and it never did. Why would my life be any different? And hey, Billy, good to see you. Why would my life be any different? Yeah, I had a victim mentality. And a victim mentality is one of the most dangerous things that you can have, because bad things happen to everyone. And if everyone went around saying, "Oh, poor me, it's only me. Why is it only me?" God, what a miserable place the world would be. But I don't blame myself. I've had to forgive myself for all of the suffering that I went through and the self-harm that I went through and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, I was doing the best I could with what I had. I really was. And most people out there are. I would say the vast majority of people out there who are in these traps of self-harm, and they're hurting themselves, and they can't get their lives under control, and like they're doing their fucking best. They really are. And they need help. They need support. They need people who have good insights to speak to them. The most dangerous thing is being isolated, is being stuck with your own ruminations, is being stuck in yourself. And, not everybody can help you. There's just a little glimmer of hope that enters your life that is enough to let you change your life. So one person says something to you that changes your world. One person shows up and they just say something, or they're there for you. They give you space. They're vulnerable with you. Like, you know, the thing that changed my life was watching my younger brother get sober for his family. He had a family. He had kids and a wife, and he was blowing it for a little bit. He's a really great guy. I look up to my younger brother so much. And I saw him struggling with alcohol, and I was so enamored and proud of him for the way that he owned it. And then he did the hard thing. He turned his life around for his family. And then for a while there, I was just like, well, I don't have anybody to turn my life around for. So that's great. I'm proud of him that he has the ability to save himself for his family. But I don't have anybody to save myself for. Or so I thought. And eventually I realized that I couldn't keep going. I could not keep harming myself. It was too miserable. It was too low. Rock bottom was so ugly, so scary. And I knew that I either had to just leave this planet, or I had to just do something different. I had tried self-destruction and it was horrible. Horrible. I don't recommend it. So I'd been living in a destructive way for a very long time, and I decided that I was going to, since I felt like I couldn't in my own life, I had to try something else. I couldn't do that to my family. It was just too selfish. And no habla español. And hi, doorknob. And that's whenever I decided that I've tried a miserable life. What if I could do a happy life? What if I could save my own life? What if I could love myself enough to do something great? And I got the courage, and I believed that I could do it. I decided to love myself. I decided to forgive myself was the biggest thing. Forgive myself for being a human being. I decided to reinstate my own dignity, to be compassionate with myself, to treat myself the way that I would treat my nieces and nephews, these precious little beings who deserve love and guidance. I literally had to apply that to myself, the way that I felt about my nieces and nephews. And that's what changed my life. I said, okay, so I know that these people deserve unconditional love. They don't know anything yet. They don't know any better. These 3 and 4 year olds. Yes, they throw tantrums. Yes, they can act naughty. Yes, they're dealing with their emotions. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. And whenever I saw myself that way, and I'm just like, I'm just somebody's little boy too. I don't know how to deal with my emotions. Am I going to keep slapping myself in the face and being cruel to myself over it? Or am I going to just talk to myself the way that I would talk to a child and say, look, I know that life is hard and I know that you don't know how to deal with your emotions right now. That's okay. I'm going to sit with you and let you feel safe to have a human moment, to be a human being, to be imperfect. That's what it takes. That's what it took for me, is to be kind and gentle with myself and believe that it was my responsibility to take care of myself, nobody else's. I was mad that I was abandoned, or I felt abandoned. My parents loved me a lot. They didn't know what to do with me because I had ADHD and I wasn't doing very well in school. But as an 11-year-old, I didn't know how to rationalize that. I didn't know how to comprehend that, and it just felt like abandonment. And my parents were trying to do the best thing for me, but this is just like this is the sometimes people are doing their best for you, and it's still you still end up with some sort of trauma from it. And I don't blame my parents. I've forgiven my parents the way that I've forgiven myself and everybody else who's hurt me. And I forgive the person who murdered my brother. I hope he's learned how to let go of his hate. Nia Witt, thank you. Hi, Crusher. Glad you made it home. And Billy Desmond, thank you for your kind words. Thanks for being here. And Doorknob, thank you. It's so nice to see some familiar faces here in the chat. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and like and share the chat. It's a metaphor. I really appreciate you. It's so nice to have you in here with us. Yeah, forgiveness is a hard thing, right? Yeah, it does take courage. It takes a lot of courage. I don't think that we can forgive others until we forgive ourselves. Nobody's perfect. Everybody hurts people. You have hurt people. I have hurt people to different degrees. I believe evil is real, and there's different levels to this, but the truth is that we all hurt people. We hurt ourselves. We cause pain. We cause suffering. We act selfishly. That's our nature. And the sooner that we can accept ourselves for that, the sooner that we can let the hate out of our heart. That's right, CBR. Shame drives so much. And when you can release your shame and realize that you're a human being that makes mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, and you're allowed to forgive yourself, you're allowed to grow. You don't have to hang on to old identities, to old mistakes. You can make things right. Doorknob, thanks for coming. Neuro, hi. You can make things right. Tabasco, this is my old roommate. What's up? You're missing it. So I got like a really nice camera set up over on the TikTok cam over here, but you're over here on Instagram. We've got like 50. We got a bunch of people over in the TikTok chat, but Instagram's going slow today. He says, "Sure, gay boy." Can you see that? Look at this. What's up, dude? When you coming back out to Colorado? I got my roommate in the chat over on Instagram right now. What a fun treat. You're not even supposed to be following me, dude. This is like my super secret project, my super secret project here. Cody Phoenix, I love it. Thanks, dude. Come see me in Colorado. I miss you, man. Or we should go do like a late West Virginia summer. Me, you, and Mammoth can go visit Hunter and Katie and Garrett and DevBot and all those people. Billy, yeah, I'm on Instagram Live today too. And Cody, are there ways to find the desire to actually heal or fix the addiction? There's so many ways to do that. I've had to get over so many fucking addictions. It's insane. Yeah, I'm off of everything now though. The ways to find the desire is really to be fed up with yourself and to be fed up with how much misery you create by chasing things that don't serve you. Oh, you haven't met Garrett's kids? Oh, they're the best, dude. It's such a great time over there. I'm going back to West Virginia in next month, August, actually. But CBR, what's up? No, I didn't run into my ex at the cafe again today. Yesterday, I ran into my ex at the coffee shop, and I walked in the door, and I saw her, and I was like trying to back out, like sneakily, and then she's sitting there like this, and then she goes. So, and then I go, ah. And then I sauntered over to her table, and she was just like, did you just try to sneak out because you saw me? And I was like, yeah. And then she was just like, that's pretty rude. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So that was awkward. And then I sat and chatted with her for like 20 minutes, and then I was late to the stream yesterday. AA Zoom has been helpful for you? Yeah, I've never done AA, but I think there's so many different ways to get sober. I used to think that I had to do something like that, but that's not how I got sober. I don't know. There's so many different ways, but AA wasn't for me. I'm not religious. PNW Journey, I broke up with her. It was really hard. She's a wonderful person, but it just wasn't working, and she really did not want to break up. So it's like she's in my coffee shop all the time, looking for me, waiting for me to mess up and go get coffee. Honestly, this is the first time I've been to the coffee shop since the breakup, because I know this coffee shop is 1 block from my house, and she's just like always there, hoping that I slip up and she'll run into me. I think that sounds mean. I don't know if I. She just like it's hard. I'm from Colorado. From Manila. Thanks, PNW Journey. Tabasco, you still in here, dude? Chrissy. Love you too, Seb. Glad you're here. If you haven't, go ahead and like and share the screen. Can you imagine trying to get over a cute gay boy like me? No, I couldn't. I could not imagine that. Yeah, no. PNW, I go to different coffee shops, but I was late for the stream. So I was just like, this one's a block away. And I was just like, fuck, all right, it's 7 a.m. There's no way she's here. She never used to wake up that early. And then I go there and she was there. And I was like, fuck. Fuck. Tabasco, you should go get on TikTok, and then you should co-host with me, because we can co-host. I can bring you on, and then you should just shred on your guitar. I got one of my old roommates in the chat here, and he's a gnarly guitarist. One of the best I've ever met. Happy birthday, Junior. She doesn't have me air tag. She just lives, we like live next to each other. We live in the same neighborhood. I need to stop dating people in my neighborhood. Yeah, you need a TikTok, but why don't you have one? Get a TikTok. No. Yeah, I'm old too, but look, we're in the future now. I'm TikToking, bro. Don't you see this? On TikTok, my name is Dijoule. 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 That's my stage name. Greetings from Indonesia. Glad to have you here, Lynn. Love you all. Chris, I want to bring you on the stream, but you got to keep it relatively PG. My friend Chris is very funny, but we both have potty mouths and we'll get kicked off. Hey, bro. What's up? If you haven't yet, go ahead and like and share the stream. What's up, Kent Maine? No, I've never made a beat. Going live is such a funny thing. Reno, why are you sad? Tell us about it. Fill us in. Glad to have you back. If you haven't, go ahead and like and share the stream. Hi, Henry. What's up? Yo, Onk, what's your goated movie? Well, tell us anyways, Reno. My goated movie, Dewey Cox, Walk Hard. Dewey Cox. There's no movie better than Dewey Cox. If you haven't seen Dewey Cox, you're severely missing out. That is the best movie ever made, by far. The funniest movie ever. Walk hard, hard, down life's rocky road. Walk bold, hard. That's my creed, my goal. You think I look like James Franco? People tell me, they love to tell me who I look like all the time. I'm constantly getting people tell me who I look like. All right, I'm trying to get my buddy on the stream who plays guitar. He's a nasty guitarist. We might have a real treat on our hands here. He's a really good guitarist. Familiar with the avoidant treatment? Yeah, I'm familiar. My mic works. So yeah, I found out that yesterday after the stream, I downloaded the video of the stream, and the mic was only coming out of one channel. Yeah, so I fixed it. Thanks for telling me. And so whenever I downloaded the stream, mic was only coming out of the left side. So I had it took me like an hour to figure it out, but I've eventually figured it out. Thank you, Renix. Walk hard, hard down life's rocky road. I'm afraid to hear what that sounds like. Walk bold, hard. That's my creed, my goal. How's everyone doing? Y'all don't make me get Peaches back. If you're new to the stream, go ahead and like and sub. We're trying to make a really nice community here. I really appreciate you guys. Also, if you like this and you want more of this, then I just started a Patreon. Right now, I don't have any incentives, but it's just a place that whatever I'm going to set up on there, like a Discord, so we can, I've got some things that I want to do. I want this to be a place where we can just continue conversations and continue to be accountable with each other and continue to check in and continue to love each other. And so that is what I want. That is what I want. So I set up a Patreon. You could be the very first Patreon subscriber. You would be gilded in gold as the very first one. Anyways, so we're basically just we're at the very beginning of starting something really fun. It's going to evolve over time. It's going to keep changing, but we're having really good conversations here. I feel really good. Whoa, excuse me. Billy, you got done with a 10-hour shift. That's amazing. Thanks, Billy. I'm waiting on my buddy to join. He's got to start a TikTok to jump in here with us. Notem, thanks. Thank you all. Thanks for sharing the stream. Anybody who wants to share what they're going through right now. I am in a lull of work right now, so I've got the time to do this. I work as a freelance videographer, and there's not a lot of work happening right now. So we're keeping ourselves busy. We're trying to build something new. We're trying to maybe create something sustainable that could sustain us at some point. We'd like to build this community that just gives value and helps each other show up and love each other. You know, we want to make the world a better place. I think it's everybody's responsibility in this world to take care of themselves enough. What's up, William? I think it's everybody's responsibility to take care of themselves well enough to where they can have enough left over to be able to help other people. So that's what we're doing here. We're trying to help other people. Like and share and follow. If every time you share the live, it really helps us, and it lets the algorithm know that we have good people here and that we're wanting to grow. I mean, there are so many amazing people to meet, and creating this is really exciting. We've already had people in here over and over and over who are very lovely, who are sharing their stories. They're being vulnerable. They're being open. They're starting conversations, and we love that. Yeah, we love it. Ztrezzo, hi. Thanks for joining. We're sitting here chilling. I love you too, Eric. From Nepal. Amazing. My friend just got back from climbing Everest. He didn't actually get to make it up. But what's up, Ztrezzo? So glad you're here. So we've got our Instagram stream over here on this camera. We got our TikTok stream over here, and we got our YouTube stream over there. I don't know how to do this stuff very well yet, but we're learning, and yeah, we're having fun. Yeah, we're really excited. We're having lots of fun. Ztrezzo, how's your day? Tell us about something you're excited about today. That's what we're doing. We're just sharing our achievements. We're sharing what we are working towards, all that kind of stuff. We're building a community of people who just like want better and want to support each other and help each other. It's really kind of been a wonderful situation here, especially over here on TikTok. We've got a lot of stuff happening over here. This is my first time going live on Instagram. So, hi from Indonesia. I love that. We get lots of guests from Indonesia here. It must just be the right time over there right now. Plague Snuffer, so good to see you. Yeah, you keep seeing me because I'm doing this at the same time every day now. So, um, I'm happy to see you here again. You're from Japan? Cool. I love Japan. I've been to Japan. I absolutely love Japan. It's one of my favorite places. What's up, Charlie? It's me, Charlie. What's up, Cowboy Aiden? You're from New Jersey? Oh, New York. Cool. My brother lives in New Jersey. That's super fun. Hi, Pa. I need to get my glasses on. The screens are pretty far away from me, so I have to like squint to see who's talking to me. Maybe I could just fix all of this. So Cowboy Aiden says, "Bro, how do you stop grieving someone you lost? Any advice?" Oh man, trust me, I know about grief. My older brother was murdered. So, listen. When I was 23, um, one of my best friends from high school overdosed and died on pills, and we had to bury him. And then the very next week, my older brother was murdered by his neighbor. And as you can imagine, that was really hard. And I just went into drugs and alcohol really hard. And I spent at least 8 years destroying myself, avoiding my feelings, not knowing how to grieve my older brother. But the thing about grief is there's no right way to grieve, but there are wrong ways to grieve. And the wrong way to grieve is to avoid your feelings, to not accept it, to run away from your feelings. Grief is a part of life. You have to sit in the loss. You have to cry. You have to scream. You have to beg. You have to fear. All that is part of grief. You have to feel it. And you need to take breaks from it. You need to be with yourself and be kind to yourself, but it doesn't mean that you want to feel your feelings without punishing yourself. A lot of the times in grief, we want to punish ourselves. We want to think that, oh, we don't love them enough unless we're just always miserable. Absolutely not true. Grief is something that you have to allow to happen. You have to allow yourself to mourn the loss. You have to allow yourself to be where you are. You have to allow yourself to feel what is coming for you. Carl Jung says that the only way out is through. The only way out is through. You have to sit in your pain and let it pass through you. You have to sit in your loss. You have to sit with your feelings. Your feelings are very important to feel as they come through. You don't have to judge them. You don't have to put a story around them. But you want to sit. You want to be still. Being still is a very lost art. Nobody knows how to do it anymore. Everybody's so overstimulated. We think that doing more is what's going to fix us when really it's doing less. It's really hard to do less. I get it, but do your best. Lay down. Take time every single day anytime that I'm really stressed out or I just feel myself wanting to vice out, go do something else, to escape my body, to escape my feelings, to escape my life, I make sure to take time to lay on my back on the ground on my hardwood floors and breathe big, deep breaths and feel my body. Notice where I'm uncomfortable. Is it in my stomach? Is it in my throat? Is it in my head? Is it in my chest? Where where am I holding on to this fear? Where am I unable to relax? Can I just breathe into that space? Can I breathe into it slowly? Breathe. Allow yourself to relax. You just breathe and be still. Allow yourself to be a human being. Your body carries a lot, it goes through a lot. You have to let it process. You have to stop judging yourself. There's no right way to feel. There is just feeling and releasing, and feeling and releasing. Letting it go, no judgment, letting it go. Just let it go. Feel it, release it. That's all you can do. Nothing will bring the person back in life, but guess what? Death isn't personal. Everyone dies. And nothing is permanent. So we're all heading that way. Somebody else beat you to it. It's hard because we don't want to believe that this is all temporary. We want to believe that we can just get everything right. We can set it all up. If we just get everything right, then we can just live perfectly forever. But it's all spiraling out of control every day. It's we're all headed towards chaos. And we have to slow down and recognize that we are these tiny little souls here for a limited amount of time, and change is the only constant. There's nothing wrong with that. You're meant to experience it, not cling to it, not control it, just to experience it. Ciao, Boyd. You're so welcome. I'm so sorry you're going through something, but you're not alone. So many people are going through what you're going through right now. And know that you're not alone. You're having a human experience. It's natural, it's normal. Your pain is real. Validate it, accept it, release it. Sampoma, thank you. Yeah, it can be so nice to remember that we are all more connected than it appears. That everything that we experience, someone else has experienced from a different angle, a different perspective. And, you know, what the most important thing is to share what you've learned through your experiences, because all of us go through hardship, all of us struggle, and you never know how you can help somebody through their struggles by sharing your own. And that's why I'm here, That's why I'm talking to you. It's because I've been through struggle. And you could be here on this side. You could be the person talking, and I would get just as much from whatever you have to teach, I'm sure. Because this is the nature of it, right? Is that we all have unique perspectives and experiences, woes, struggles, what have you. And they make us who we are, and it makes us powerful and unique. And we can affect the world profoundly if we're brave enough to share what we've learned from our own shortcomings and our own pain and our own experiences and our own mistakes. I've had to make a lot of mistakes, but I don't regret anything because I'm in a really great spot, and everything that I've done has led me here, and I'm proud of who I am. We're getting a ton of crap in the chat right now. I think I'm really going to need a moderator. I just this is only happening on TikTok. Like, none of this is happening over on Instagram or YouTube. But if you haven't shared and liked the stream, go ahead and do that. It really helps. I love you all. I'm so appreciative of all the support. I'm rooting for you all. And yeah, Chalbo Aiden, go ahead and send me a DM, and we'll talk about modding. If you actually want to mod, that would be really nice. I don't really know how that works, but it would be nice to keep the chat clean. And just muting people who are just trashing up the chat, because we don't need that, right? Ain't no sense in it. So we got from Z Trezzo, question: if you're open about it, were you raised in a religious household? What's been your journey starting from childhood to get you where you are now with your spiritual beliefs? Yeah, I was raised in a really spiritual household. I was Southern Baptist, and I was very resentful of that religion through my teen years. I grew up believing in that. And then around like 10, 11, I had a lot of questions that nobody wanted to answer. And that made me mad. They didn't like the questions that I had in my church. I was just always like a pretty free thinker. And, you know, Southern Baptism can be pretty toxic. It's a fear driven sect of Christianity, a denomination that uses fear to keep you in line. And I did that for a long time. I think a lot of what I've had to overcome in life is deconstructing all of these fears that the church instilled into me about who I am and what I deserve, and all the guilt and the shame that they like to apply to everything, to sex, to fun, to everything. Like, nothing, if it's in that religion, if it's not church, it's bad, it's wrong. Nothing, you can't do anything that's not church. If you're listening to music that isn't praise, that's bad, that's a sin. You're not supposed to do that. So I grew up in that, and that really fucked me up really bad. And it fucked up my life and my worldview and my brain. And it's taken a long time to deconstruct that and find the love in God instead of the hate and the hell prophecies and the violence and the judgment. It's a judgmental denomination. And I was very upset at Christianity for a long time, and I was bitter, as a lot of 20 somethings are, but I did get through it. I did um, find a way to forgive and to process and to understand how something like this happens, how people can think like this, how they can feel like this. All that kind of stuff started to make more sense to me. And I started to understand my mom and her beliefs and how she came to those conclusions about the world, and understanding the traumas that she went through that made her need that religion so much. And look, I studied anthropology in college. And so, the whole deal with anthropology is that you're you want to create an openness and not shut down conversations about belief. You want to open up the conversation and allow conversation and stuff like that. So, um I was able to do that with almost any other religion except for Christianity for a long time because I was so hurt by it. I felt really, really traumatized by the church. And as I get older and I start to separate, you know, these old texts and Jesus and God, and I'm able to parse them apart from my church experience, I've got a different view and understanding and curiosity towards it. I don't know anything. I just am open to a lot of things. And so I like asking questions and I like starting conversations. And, sometimes I feel like I know how I feel. And then the next week I feel like something else. But um, the biggest thing was just understanding and forgiveness and all that kind of stuff, being able to forgive myself as an imperfect person who has hurt people, and lets me allow it just allowed me to um it allowed me to, yeah, forgive the experiences that I had as I was a younger person. That part of her, thank you. Got kicked out of Sunday school for flipping and starting a fight. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like me. I feel you. No, I actually haven't watched The Godfather. Z Trezzo, former Southern Baptist as well. I resonate with you. Churchianity is what they call it. Love your perspective. Hell yeah, thanks. That's a good way to put it, because yeah, it's really not about God or Christ or anything like that. A lot of those, especially small town Baptist uh, denominations, they can be kind of scary. Um, Look, we all want to know what's going on in this world. It's very complicated, you know. And I'm gonna keep asking questions, but I'm okay if I don't get answers. I don't know why I would be entitled to have the answer to everything, especially something as complicated as what this is all about. But I get to make my own meaning up and keep growing and changing and evolving. I think that's the most important thing, is that you're trying to do well. You're trying to do better than you're doing bad. Hi, Demon Slayer. Yeah, we got so I'm used to the people hating on me now. I mean, look, I guess I'm a polarizing personality. I mean, I've always kind of been that way. I mean, I think I show up with love, but some people don't like that. And yeah, I get trolls. I get people in my DMs threatening me, saying stuff, and God bless them. What do I think about nihilism? Oh, I've dabbled. I've fucking dabbled in nihilism. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why I was able to hurt myself so much, right? Is because I lost faith that anything had meaning, that I had meaning. That's the reason that I think that was a really big driving factor of my addiction is that I had these beliefs. I was going through all this pain as a young man and I was watching like nihilistic content. I remember like really as like a 14-year-old, it's going to sound really cringy, but as a 14-year-old, I really fucked with the nihilism and Fight Club. It really made sense to me, and I know that that was, like, actually not promoting nihilism. It was just showing the nihilism, but as a dumb 14-year-old boy, like, I couldn't discern that, and I just really bought in to, n the idea that it's all meaningless, and that is a dangerous place to go. User Medeo, thanks. Yeah, I've got trip stories with mushrooms. I don't know if I'll get taken down for this, but holy shit, I've got mushroom trip stories. I'm not gonna look, they can be very dangerous, but I will say that they really helped me with my addiction. They really did because they let me, um, thank you, Demon Slayer. I'm proud of you too. Honestly, thank you. So sweet. I'm so glad you're here. Um, yeah, one time I did acid and mushrooms at the same time, and I'm gonna tell you that that is not a combination that you wanna do, and that was the worst experience I've ever had in my life, ever. Up there with burying my older brother in terms of just how fucking intense it was. Um, yeah, I accidentally took well, it wasn't an accident, I just, like, was stupid, and I took acid, and I thought it was my first time taking acid, and it just, like, didn't kick in. Um, it didn't kick in within, like, 2 hours, and I was just like, "Oh, I got some bunk ass acid." So, I was planning to trip today. I got up early, I set everything up, and I was gonna trip, and nothing's happened in 2 hours, and I was just coming I was going into it from a bad place. I was going into it from a place of lack instead of discovery. I was like, I was already sober in my life at this point, and from everything else. But psychedelics is like not really something that you need to get sober from, in my experience or understanding of it. But I was just like already sober from everything else, and I was having a tough time. And I was just like, you know what? I need this. I need to feel. I need to go somewhere. I need to feel something. I need to get something. And so I took acid, and it didn't work for the first 2 hours. It didn't happen. It didn't do anything. And this is the first time I ever took acid. And I was just like, dude, I've got some mushrooms. I've already planned the day out to trip. I'll just take the mushrooms. Mistake. I took the mushrooms, and within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, the acid and the mushrooms both happened at the same time. And I could tell that they were both happening, and that they were two distinct trips. Like, I was having a full-on acid trip, and it was like watching 2 movies at once, like, they're both over top of each other. and I was having my acid trip and I was having my mushroom trip, and they did not like each other. And it was so violent. It was the most violent experience I've ever felt, of just feeling in the, if you've ever done mushrooms, you get this like big feeling of like in your stomach. You're just like, oh, it's like a floating feeling and it's kind of scary. And you have to really relax into that or else it gets worse. And I was just like not handling that because the acid was so visually fucking crazy. And yeah, I tripped for like 12 hours. And luckily there was somebody there, a girl I was seeing at the time, and I told her, and I was just like, she didn't know that I took the mushrooms. I was just like, this acid didn't work. She knew I took acid, but luckily she was sober, and I was just like, listen. Once they both started coming up, I was just like, listen, right now, I'm coming up. I'm coming up onto one of the most terrifying things that I'll ever go through in my life. And I really need your safety. And she was just like, what happened? And I'm like, I took acid and mushrooms and I'm not going to be okay. I can tell this is happening very quickly. I can tell this is going to go poorly. I can tell this is going to happen for a long time. And this might be the last time I get to communicate with you. So I'm telling you right now, don't let me leave the house. Please keep me safe. And that's exactly what she did. I just like cried in the fetal position for like 12 hours in her lap. And it felt like I never thought I was gonna be the same. And I wasn't for like weeks, but I remember very vividly feeling how violent and painful things were going on in my brain. And it was just, I remember reliving every awful experience I've ever had in my life, except they were worse. Except they were worse than they actually happened. So like everything was worse than I actually experienced it. It was just like there was always extra on it, and I was reliving all of these horrific moments of my life. And then it was just like, oh, I was experiencing it, and it was 10 times as intense, everything. But then it was just like there was a devil there, and my head hurt really bad. It was just like I was feeling so drained, and my brain was literally felt on fire. I was so physically uncomfortable, and it felt like I was reliving my memories and I was shoveling them in with the devil into a furnace, and my brain was like the furnace, and I was destroying all of my memories. And I kept like kind of coming to out of breaking through and like talking to my girlfriend at the time, and I kept being like, they're burning my memories. They're wiping my memories. Don't do acid and mushrooms at once. That's a mistake. But I learned a lot from it. Honestly, that ended up being one of the most insightful things I've ever been through because I learned a lot. No, I'm not Australian. I just got good style, I think. But hey, y'all. Yeah, you're right. Y'all, I got to get off here. I got to go start my other job. But I love you. Follow if you haven't. We're coming back on here at the same time tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you so much. I've been seeing some gifts up here. I don't really know how to keep track of those, but so sweet of you guys. Thank you for sending stuff, and thanks for um being a part of the stream. We're gonna do this every day. Um yeah. Yeah, CBR, send me a DM. I can't really do anything from here, but send me a DM. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at the same time, okay? 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's all she wrote.